Welcome to episode 38, Style of Play Football, with myself, Theo, Kojo, Damon. How you both doing?
Good.
All right, well, it looks like we're making a signing today.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas.
How are you doing? That's the big question. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man.
That's the main one.
No, I'm all right. We signed a striker today already. We're letting Conor Gallagher go. It's all right. It's not a problem.
Who did you get today? Was it Meridian?
Meridian's just literally on his way. He's on his way. So I think in return, we're making pure profit off Conor Gallagher. I think he's getting a private jet going over there tonight, doing all the business, signing the contracts. But sad to see him go. I'm sure we'll talk about it in this episode. But before we do, as always, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos. And as I said before, we're doing it's almost a daily podcast at the moment for every club in the Premier League. So if we haven't got to your club yet, please just wait, and it will come. It will come. I can't wait to do the Liverpool one. I can't wait to do the United one. So when we get there, do you know what I mean? I can let off my steam, because tonight's going to be torture for me. But which is why I think we've got a bit of a full house tonight. But it's fine. It's not a problem. We're talking of obviously all things Chelsea. Chelsea, who have had two bad, disastrous seasons back to back. I'm going to start with Damon first. How would you assess Maurizio Pochettino's time at Chelsea, and how do you think it went?
It was like a slow start, wasn't it? It was like a slow start, but then when it got started, you actually started to look good. And it's more like you sort of pulled out before you even had the chance of really seeing what he's capable of as a manager. I think you made a big mistake letting him go. And we don't know what this new guy might be a decent manager, but it felt like he was starting to get the fire going. You know, when you're taking ages trying to get a campfire going, and he's finally got done. It's like just that little burden at the bottom, and then it's see you later. You've done what you can now. But I think he has more in him, but it's the way Chelsea move right now, isn't it? It's not like, I know Abramovich would be quite brutal with managers, wasn't he? But I don't think he needed that brutality at that point, if I'm honest.
I agree with that. I think it came down to the fact that there was an objective there. Clearly, it was Champions League, and that was from the owners. And I look at Pochettino, and I think he needed more time. He wasn't given that, but the owners just saw it as you didn't achieve the objective that was set out for you. Kojo, do you agree with Damon? Do you think it was just a case of jumping the gun a bit too early from the ownership?
Yeah, I mean, look, if the objective was Champions League, by November, it was quite clear that was not going to happen. So if that's the objective, you got to let him go. If you're sure that he's not going to be a man for the future, if he's not making Champions League this year, he's failing. You got to cut ties. I think they just didn't like the idea of him having the chest to do what he was doing towards the end of his time at Tottenham, speaking out a lot more, saying, I need this, and this, which you're starting to do. You're starting to, let out a little bit. And for me, I like that, because I don't want anyone to really have a manager who's just sort of like yes, I'll deal with whatever you give me kind of thing. Sometimes you need to push it out a little bit and just say, look, this is not working. I need this, and that. I think you should have kept him. I've made that clear. I've said from January onwards, you are one of the best sides in the league in terms of getting results, and that's the main thing. You get results. You can work on the play style later on when he's built his team, but that's the key, isn't it? Is building his team. Under this ownership, they tend to just buy players. For buying players, it doesn't look like it's a game plan there to me. So I think you made an error there, but we'll see how the new regime works out. He finished sixth last year. Will he finish sixth last year? After
eighth.
Yeah, we just got the Conference League place, so qualifying Conference League place.
But let's not do that. You didn't finish eighth.
It was eighth. Yeah, it was definitely. Do you think the ownership? It was eighth.
Did Man United not finish eighth? I thought it was Man United that finished eighth, not Chelsea.
You got the league table now.
I checked the league table because you guys finished above us for sure.
No, we did, but it was literally the last game of the season where we finished above you, I think.
Yeah, might finish eighth. Chelsea came back, didn't they?
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
like a little
that's the thing,
resurgence
like,
at the end. We leapfrogged United, I think, at the very end of the season.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you did. So yeah,
Yeah, we finished sixth. Sorry, we finished sixth. United finished eighth. I'm just used to finishing bottom half of the table these.
I just don't look that far down, boys. If I'm honest,
I know. Yeah,
I get naked for that far back.
yeah. You don't want to get vertigo doing that, but I think I look at the ownership now, and I think me personally, I think the ownership. This is their fourth manager now, their fourth permanent manager since they took over. It's more what's happening upstairs than what's happening on the pitch for me at the moment, because that's the key thing that I think is the problem at Chelsea. I think you look at the fact of how Thomas Tuchel was sat, the fact that they brought in Graham Potter so quickly, kind of just trying to copy the Brighton model. Halfway through that, they realised that clearly wasn't going to work for them, so they then get rid of Graham Potter, bring in Frank Lampard in the interim, then bring in Maurizio Pochettino after that as well. And just the signings haven't made sense since they took over at all, which we're going to get onto. But just in terms of Todd Bowley and Clear Lake and all that Blueco, I think this is what every club goes through. I'll be honest. I think every club has these moments where they're on a high for so long, they're winning things, and then they suddenly have a dip. You know, Liverpool have had that over the time as well. United have obviously gone through that more recently than Liverpool. So I think this is our time now, just to be in Conference League and be qualifying against, I don't know, man. Although we got Braga. We might be playing Braga in the qualifying rounds, which is actually a decent tie for us. But let's talk about some of the signings that have come in this season so far. Because there's been a few. Obviously, it's Chelsea. We like to do things in stupid fashion. Mark Gu, I think his name is. I think I pronounced that right. 5.1 million. Keenan Dewsbury Hall, which embarrassingly is the marquee signing that we've signed this season. Renato Vega, Omar Kellerman, and Tosin Adebayo. Jesus, what a name.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm going to start with you.
go for it.
Dewsbury Hall, marquee signing. What's gone wrong with Chelsea for that one?
I don't even know why you signed him. I still don't know why you signed him. And if this is a Maresca trying to bring someone that, I don't know, he trusts or kind of, he's not an improvement on the side that you have. He doesn't improve your first 11. I mean, I guess what he plays is Gallagher, but Gallagher played a lot more.
He's more advanced.
Yeah, a lot more advanced. And then I guess when you've got a fit midfield, actually, if everybody fit, it would be Caicedo, I imagine Enzo, and Lavia, if he's part of he's played some preseason. So I don't know where he improves you. I don't know what the idea is behind it. I don't know why he was signed. I don't know if it was a thing of, if you're going to make me manager, you must bring this player along with me. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense to me. When you're supposed to be a team that's trying for honours linked with players, I would hope that your signings make sense and you bring in some young players like Mark Gu and all these guys. Like, not to bring to Liverpool, but Liverpool haven't signed anybody yet, but then they're linked with Zubimendi. Why? Because he would improve the overall starting 11. That would be someone that slots into the DM position. This guy's coming as a manager. The idea is he's probably going to bring one or two players to slot into the 11. Like maybe like a Meridian, maybe. Dewsbury Hill? Or Hall, rather. Dewsbury Hill? I don't understand it. I don't get it. And unless he does something for me this season, I'll never understand it. I just don't know.
It's a crazy one. It's a crazy signing, and I think it comes down to Maresca just sort of making sure he brings someone that he's used to, familiar with, probably sees as one of his star players at Leicester coming into a team, but I don't make any sense of it. Damon, what do you think about that? Do you think it's a case of Maresca just bringing in someone for the sake of bringing them in, or is it more to do with squad depth at Chelsea? Although that's a crazy thing to talk about, which I'll show you later how bad it is. But do you think it's more to do with just Maresca wanting to bring a familiar face into the dressing room?
I could easily, absolutely slate that transfer right now, but I'm trying to look at a different side of it. Like you said there, like he's bringing a familiar face in. Maybe he's bringing in someone that he trusts. And I know Klopp was very, very adamant on players, keeping players that he trusts in the team. You need those sort of players around. And when you're losing someone like Gallagher, who seems like a trustworthy player, you rely on him like a 6, 7 out of 10 every week, aren't you? He's never going to be a 9, he's never going to be a 4. But it's probably, again, he knows him, so he knows that he's willing to get a 6 or 7 out of 10 every week. Maybe that's why he ain't going to get first team. Not if you've got a full footed team. What is going on with Benzo anyway? What's happening with Benzo?
Enzo's staying. Enzo's staying. He's not going anywhere. I think
that's died down a lot.
Yeah, no, so. I think last week it was apologies, talking to the teammates. Everyone was happy with him. He's back in the team. I think he played last night. I haven't watched the full game yet, but I think he played against Real Madrid last night. He played in the game before that as well. He's not going anywhere, and he's too big of an asset to just let go for cheap money. And this club doesn't care about not stupid things to like the general public, but for them, they just see that as a stupid thing that will blow over, and the fans will as well. Like the fans come the first game against Man City on a week Sunday, they'll just see it as if he scores the winner against Man City. For Fana, who they're not even going to remember who he is. So it's a worry. It's a worry for us. Let's talk about Omar Kellerman, who has come in relatively big money as well, 19 million. I feel like this was the deal that was just the deal that was done to help the Maatsen deal go through. What's your thoughts?
Possibly.
What's your thoughts, Damon? What do you think on that?
It seems. I mean, you and other clubs seem to be like working together in terms of getting the FFP right, and I think it does seem sort of one of them moves where it's like, yeah, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, sort of thing. And 19 million is a lot for someone like that. I'm really done all. So, and it's not that much in this industry. But, you know what I'm saying? Like 90 million, really. I look back at Liverpool signing 19 million, and I'm thinking Robbo was 8 million. Endo last year was 12 million, and even then, I know he's not the DM we need, but he still did a job at that point. So you need someone to come in a job at 19 million, I think. Really.
Yeah. It is. It's it's strange because I think even you look at Everton, they're doing something sort of slightly. When we did the Villa preview, we spoke about that in terms of Villa and Everton sending players each way, and Chelsea, we're loophole FC. We've been doing it, with the naming rights to the women's training ground. The hotels that are adjacent to Stamford Bridge, I think we kind of sold them to ourselves and things like that. So, we are doing dodgy dealings, and that worries me as a fan for the club, because, all that kind of stuff will come back to you, whether it's this season, next season after that, it will come back to you and haunt you at some point. And yeah, it would just be a knock-on effect, I think, as well. But I want to talk about Tosin as well, Kojo. Free transfer from Fulham. Obviously losing Thiago Silva. Trevor Chalobah looks like he could be on the way out. But talking about Palace and other teams that are looking to try and sign him in the next couple of weeks as well. Obviously, Alfie Gilchrist, I think, has gone to Sheffield United today as well. Lewis Hall obviously departed to Newcastle as well. So I feel like that was a signing that we potentially needed to do, because you look at the back four as it is. I know we got Colwell, Dazazi, Badiashile, but I still think we needed a bit more depth, a bit more Premier League experience in that back line. Or do you think that's a true assessment, or do you reckon we might have over-capacitated in that department?
No, I mean, I'm a fan of having 4 centre-backs, 5 if possible, but if I'm being either a very experienced who knows he's kind of going to play here and there, or a very young talent. I think the signing makes sense. I think it's a shrewd signing. It's a free transfer. I don't think he's a young player. I don't think you lose out on a player like that. It's a weird one for Chelsea, because I think when Cucurella's not fit and Ben Chilwell is very up and down, there'll be Colwell that plays left side as well. So there's an extra body at the back. But also, I mean, I don't know where it's going to play, depending on the information, what he's going to do. But I think the thing about that is sort of like what players is going to be, And Robertson's not transfer, but more of he's so cheap that like he spent nothing on him. You know what I mean? I mean, for guys, and that's something signing like that, where the expectations are very small, but they go out and they show what they're capable of. And for me, he improves your back than anything, and that's the most important thing. I mean, I'm not blaming, but you know for sure that I'm not a fan. Actually, in the slightest, I'm not very much in this sassy. So for me, it's an improvement. If I had the choice, I'd be here to the pairing. But yeah, isn't it? So it makes sense. I don't think there's anything to complain about on that side of things, and it's a free transfer anyway. So even if you fall overlooked, I don't see it, but I would say like that.
Hey, Joe, Matthew.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
there you go.
That's a good sign. Yeah, I don't know about us though. I think us losing Thiago Silva will be massive this season. I know he was 39 going on 40, but I think he just gives experience. And I know he didn't have the legs. I didn't expect him to play last season and the season before that. I didn't expect him to play every single game. So, but I think experience just in and around the team. You know, there's a very youthful defense when you think about the age of all of them. Even Malagusto, Reece James, Chilwell was probably one of the more experienced players now, the ones that you'd probably look to for a bit of experience, and Sterling. So we've lost a bit of that sort of older leadership in the dressing room, and that does worry me. You know, obviously another defender coming in is always a good thing, but I mean, I've been watching some of the pre-seasons. I didn't watch yesterday's, but just defensively, it's bad. It is bad defensively, and
it's poor. It's so poor.
Well, you could play 3 centre backs, and I think we'd still look just as bad. Like even the goals yesterday, I've seen the 2 goals that Real Madrid scored, but Badiashile was at fault for both of them. And for someone who started his career really well at Chelsea, has just declined. I don't know whether it's just there was a spell where he was out of the team for a while, and then he kind of came back into it. Obviously, Chalobah's been frozen out completely now. I think he's even playing Premier League 2 with the development squad at the moment. So it looks like he's definitely going to be leaving. But I do think Chalobah should be considered ahead of some of these players, and I get why he's going because of pure profit. But
can I ask you what is this? Because I've read a lot of up and down things, but I mean, I'm sure you're a credible Chelsea journalist are into their stuff. What is actually going on with him? Is he just literally being forced out of the club?
Oh yeah.
The reason is it's
just the same.
Like Gallagher. Is that my thing or is it?
Yeah, it's literally because, you know, in order, and we've got this list. I think I've got 5 transfers, 5 seniors that will be in the seniors. We've got to remember there's players that we've signed and we've sent them out on loan already. There's Brazilians and Argentinians and Uruguayans that we've signed that are, they're not even probably able to vote yet in this country because they're that young. That we've signed and we've sent them on loan somewhere. So all that money that we're spending, 20 million here, 30 million there, 20 million here, 50 million on this player, it's all got to come back and pass out somehow. And I think this is why I generally think Reece James will be the next one. I think obviously it won't be this season, but I think next season they'll talk about Reece James going somewhere abroad or to another big club. But the club just cares about pure profit, just pure profit, and that's it. And I think this is a good thing, but they're getting rid of players just for like Milan Sarr, let's just wash your contract up and get out the door, which I'm good about because he's just there having wages. But it's just pure profit. Literally, it's just Trevor Chalobah wants a clear day. He's told that to the club. He wants to train. He wants to fight. He was told not to get on a plane to go to America, which I think is disgusting. But I in a way, I want him to leave. I want him to leave because I think he's a really good centre back, and I think if he goes to somewhere like Palace or West Ham or yeah, exactly. If he goes somewhere like that, he could just carry on his career and go on and do something. But a bit like Tomori in AC Milan. When he left, I was gutted, but I was glad that he left because he was never going to get a game for Chelsea at the time, and I thought you're better than being at this club. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Zuma's done better.
Yeah.
He's done it. I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's talk about Renato Vega. Damon, I'm not sure if you know much about him, but 11.8 million is coming. He's more, I think, to do with the squad depth, isn't he? I reckon he's one of those signings that we've brought in, see how he gets on. He can play in midfield. He's a midfielder by nature. So what do you think on that signing? Is it more just for squad depth? I think we needed someone in there 2 seasons ago when we lost the likes of Jorginho and Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm not saying that they were experienced players, but I think they understood what it meant to play in that midfield. I think when you've literally ripped to shreds the field that you currently had before, so you bring in Caicedo, you bring in Enzo to C4, then you bring in Caicedo, then you bring in Lavia. Lavia's out for the whole season pretty much. Or he played one game, went 20 minutes of one game against Palace, I think it was, something like that. And then you lose the likes of Mason Mount as well in that attacking role, and it's just been a catalogue of errors. Even losing Billy Gilmore when we did the Brighton one, losing Billy Gilmore. So yeah, I think we've lost one in there that's just been consistently in that midfield. There's always been a swap and interchange, and obviously your full compliment to your squad, but you need a spine, someone who's going to be in there. You need a solid goalkeeper to have in there. You get your cup goalkeeper, yours is Alisson. Kelleher comes in for the cup and does really well. Vijk is the guy, 9 times out of 10 is in that defence.